Hi, I'm Chad. In the fall of 2020, I bought this boat, a Columbia 10.7 called Semantis, for $750. We motored her south to her new home at Chipman Point Marina on Lake Champlain. She is now undergoing a complete refit in preparation to begin sailing the world. Back at it. Took a little break from working on Semantis and went and did some sailing on my McGregor 21 for the last month and a half. Wanted to show you this cabin top sides there around the port lights. It's all new. I've tabbed everything in, and this is the last little bit that I just did last weekend. So we're done here, and we're moving on to the other side. I had to do some reorganizing. You can see this pile of pieces and parts. A lot of that was in the captain's quarter berth here in the back corner. I need to haul out all of the stuff that's over here in the head, because we are moving on to the port side of the boat finally. I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to remove the bulkheads. There's still some plumbing and things hanging in there, but that bulkhead is coming out. That little guy in the back, tiny little bulkhead, so there's chain plane hanging on it. This bulkhead over here, between the B berth and the head. So we're going to start with the easier one. We're going to get this big guy out. It's all exposed. We'll take this guy out here. And we'll get this one out. Maybe that one's a little more involved because it's tied into this little locker in the B berth. And then once that's out, we're going to get into the cabin top side on the port side, just like we did on the starboard side and the decks. I think it's going to go substantially quicker than the starboard side because I've learned quite a bit more. So I wouldn't be surprised if I could get this out in maybe a couple of days and have it all pulled out. Back to the same process we did over here. I will rebuild the decks, rebuild the cabin top sides. A lot of that stuff I can do in the garage. And then we're going to be looking for weather windows to be able to get the stuff back installed. We'll pick our warmer days. We'll do what we can over the course of the winter. My filming these videos is twofold. Part of it is so you guys can see how I do it, and part of it is so I can remember how I did it, because I do have to put these back together. So what I'm shooting right now is the orientation of the bolts on the chain plate. They come into the head, so the carriage bolt head side comes from the saloon. And then here's the next bulkhead. This is the forwardmost chain plate. And you can see that orientation, the bolts point aft. So that's kind of what I was looking at. I want to keep that documented. You can also see the ground line coming off this forwardmost chain plate. And it ties into the main chain plate. It goes to the top of the mast, and then the ground lines go down to the keel. The documentation here is everything. Maybe you can't see it, but I've cut this bulkhead completely free now, all the way around with a multi-tool. Both sides, all the tabbing. The only thing that's holding it now are the bolts through that chain plate. I'm going to pop that bulkhead out, And we're gonna have a lot more light in here to be able to see what we're doing. And then I'm gonna tackle this next one here. Just wanted to document this, both for my benefit and for yours. If you're gonna be doing boat work, this is just kind of how I did it. It might not be the right way, it might not be the best way, but it's how I did it. You can see the bolts of the main sheet traveler over here on the port side. Not removed yet, and you can see the chain plates are hanging. So I have pulled some bulkheads. I pulled that little aft chain plate bulkhead, and that's the main shroud. That was a big bulkhead. See the mast step right there, that coming through the deck, going down the step. That's where that was. I took that out, and then I pulled the little boat, the McGregor, out of the water last week, and I threw that giant bulkhead into the boat to go home to be a template. It's not really recognizable anymore, but this here is the head. I've got one more bulkhead to remove right here. I've already cut the tabbing all the way around the aft side. I've done some deconstruction. I hate the word demolition because I'm trying to do it in a little more useful way, save information, save components. But now we are in the V-berth looking back for the head. I've got to cut the tabbing all the way around here. This is a tiny little hanging locker on the port side of the boat. Two are out. This is the last one. Something that was interesting about that, I thought that would be a regular 3/4 inch bulkhead. It's only 1/2 inch thick. Skinny little thing. But I'll probably put 3/4 back in there. We'll have to see. Double-sided MDO. Seems to be the best wood core material at a reasonable price. If you have to do that, obviously wood is not the best option, but you protect it from the moisture. It should last for many years to come. Lasted for 40 something years. It'll probably last for another 40 years. So that's it. I got that done. There was a hanging locker here I pointed out earlier. I removed the face of the hanging locker that went through here. It's sitting over here now. I did find that this next bulkhead, it's actually part of the V-berth. There's some moisture here that I didn't notice before. So we'll see. I'm probably gonna pull that as well and replace it. Comes right into the V-berth here. Under the V-berth, there's this little section. Most V-berths have this where you put another cushion into this space, and there's a step under it. This here is weird. They built these angled drawers that fit in there. They're not very deep, and they're just a huge waste of space. I don't know why you would do that. I'll show you on this side. See, that's where the back of that drawer was. So you have two drawers. Look at that lost space underneath that drawer, underneath the floor there, and all this back in here. Space is such an important part. I just can't imagine leaving that unusable like that. And, they did utilize the space and get pretty good, but there's a few spots like that that are just like, really? Why? Why would you do that? You could have put so much more stuff. I could have built a deeper drawer here. There's so many things they could have done to utilize that space better. So I haven't decided yet exactly how I'm going to go about it. I might build a door here and here, get rid of those drawers. Maybe I'll add a drawer down here on the bottom just to make that, or a door to make that space usable for something. Maybe I'll find some access to this through the bathroom. I can't let useless space exist. You know, that could be used for something. There's no way it should be just left like that. And we had the same thing over here. And there's also something similar going on in that quarter berth in the back and behind the chart table, which is also back there. So I'm going to work on those things, trying to find creative ways to make the space more available and leave no voids in the boat. So that'll be it for the week. And then next week I'm going to start removing cabin top. Okay, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Really appreciate it. The notification bell helps a lot. You'll get notified, and YouTube right now doesn't seem to take things seriously unless you hit that bell. So I would appreciate it. I want to thank those that have subscribed to my channel or like, share, and comment on my videos. If you're new to my channel, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps me to gain traction here on YouTube.